In 2021, we left our good-paying jobs close to the city of Philadelphia and headed for a country life in the mountains of West Virginia. We had a piece of land, a camper, a dream, and each other. Since then, we've worked hard to start our life here, and we're taking on the biggest challenge of our lives, finishing our barndominium dream home. Our biggest hope is to inspire others through our journey, because it is possible to follow your dreams. Last week, our friends joined us to bless our house and write scriptures inside the walls that will remain there forever. After a few other things that needed to be completed, we are now ready for installation. We have hired an outside insulation company because the cost was just too good to pass up. They can do it for us for about the same amount of money that we would just be able to buy the material for. And their quote includes labor. So why wouldn't we do that? So this week, the insulation is going up and then we'll be ready for drywall. All right, good morning. We are going to go take a look at the progress of what is happening inside our house right now. Ignore the mess, but check out the insulation in the walls. This whole side, so our bedroom, bathroom, all the way to the utility rooms are all done. Look at that view, guys. Love it. And then on the other side, it's pretty far along, just some more in the ceilings to go. And then this room still needs to be done. If you guys are taking on a DIY project like we are and building your own house and GCing and doing a lot of the work yourself, check with a local insulation person. A lot of times they get such great deals on the insulation that then they can just charge you what you would get it for the material, and they just keep the extra as their labor cost, and it works out phenomenally for both parties. So it was a great tip we got from my brother and a couple others as well to make sure that we check with an insulation person. We're incredibly happy. He'll be back today. Should be finishing up today. We do have an extra day built in tomorrow if he needs a little extra time. And then our drywall comes and we're back to doing all of the work. So this couldn't have been better timing. You can probably hear in my voice that I'm a little sick, which is why I'm not showing myself either. We've gotten a little cold this week, so it's been a little challenging. It's one of those stuffy in your nose and chest kind of thing. So if we had to do this, wearing a mask all day and everything else, it was perfect timing, honestly. So we're trying to get ourselves better in the next couple of days. We are rounding that sickness curve. I think we're going to feel better, hopefully by Friday. So when our delivery for drywall comes, we can get right to work and getting these walls covered up. And this place is going to look so different when the walls are up. All right, so insulation is going to be wrapped up today. So before they come and get started, we wanted to go over something with you that we know is a hot topic and will definitely come up after we post this video. What are we talking about? So
the biggest debate, as Mandy was mentioning, is whether to go with the spray foam insulation or the traditional, pink fiberglass insulation. So we're going to just talk a little bit about what was the main reasons for us deciding to go with the pink insulation. And what would be the number one, would you say?
Well, first of all, I want to say we did a lot of research. We really did. Yep. We looked into a lot of things. And like a lot of things in construction, this is controversial.
Very controversial.
I feel like so much is controversial. Everybody has some very, very strong opinions about things. Yep. And this is no exception. So it is kind of difficult to go through that research process and really make heads or tails of who's right and who's wrong. So that's the first thing.
So we're not here to tell you which one's better. We're just going to tell you why we decided to go with our original choice, which again is the pink fiberglass insulation. So
for us, it really comes down to budget.
Cost. It's, you know, do a little research, you know, like we said, but the pink insulation roughly is about 40 cents per square foot, where the foam insulation can run up to 125 to 150, depending if it's a closed or open cell. Not to get into all that, but basically it's about 4 times the cost of traditional fiberglass. So that was a huge decision for us on why we decided to do it, because we're on a tight budget, right? As we mentioned from the first video, our budget is $180,000, so we have to keep it, you know, tight. So that is a huge number one, is cost. Yep.
So in addition to that, there is just about one person in our county that does insulation.
Yes.
And when we had him come out and quote everything, first of all, he doesn't do spray foam. He only does the fiberglass.
Which is another reason why, right?
Yeah.
Because we're limited on our options. We have one person in our county who doesn't do spray foam, right? And
we could have gone outside of the county and probably found somebody either in a neighboring state, because we're kind of close to a couple other states where we are in West Virginia. So we may have been able to find another company. But when we talked to this person that did our installation for us, you know, honestly, we couldn't be happier with the service that we got and the efficiency that we have in our building. So not only did we already have vapor barrier on all of our walls and ceiling, we also, you know, he put in all of the baffles, you know, like those egg carton looking things to really make sure there's great airflow. And that's also like a barrier in itself to a degree. And then, you know, we put in the absolute highest R value we could with the space, within the spaces. And I mean, I feel really great. This is by far the best insulated house we've ever lived in. And, you know, again, everything for us, we are working on a $180,000 budget for this whole project. And there just really wasn't another choice for us. We had to go with this, but I think we're really happy with it.
And one thing that Manny didn't mention is the person that did our insulation, he was highly recommended by at least 2 people. So that was kind of like, you know, a sign for us when 2 different contractors said this guy is worth every penny. And so that was another huge decision for us to look into getting a quote. And the quote was very, very reasonable. And again, he did a fantastic job. So again, there's a lot of factors that go into this. Do your own research, figure out what's going to be the best cost-effective measure for you. But for us, again, the main reasons to sum it up: cost, availability. And that's really what it comes down to. So,
but what we want to hear from you guys actually is leave a comment below. I would love to hear if you've already built a barndominium. Did you go with spray foam? Did you do fiberglass? And why? Please keep it really nice. Don't get at each other like we've seen in some of the other places that we've looked. But I'd love to hear your pros and cons and what you went with or what you want to go with. If you build a barndominium, you know, leave it in the comments. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to hear what everyone has to say. So leave a comment.
Yep. And so like we said, the insulator is going to be here any minute and getting this all wrapped up. So we're super excited about that too. Because what's next?
Drywall. So, I mean, drywall is a big step. When you get the drywall put up, you know you're getting really close to the finish line. So, I'm really excited. I know it's a big uphill, you know, battle for us, but we did the framing, so why not do drywall, right? I think we can handle it.
I think we'll handle it. I think it's going to be, now we have a more realistic view of what time frames look like in finishing projects, right? So just about everything that I scheduled out, which I thought had a lot of grace in it, has at least been double the time frame. So I think we're more realistic at this point in how long it's going to take us with the drywall. But yeah, I think I'm excited just to get to that point and start seeing that transformation of the drywall. So that'll be very soon for us. So, all right.
So
Let's get to the installation.
All right.
And just like that, our first order of drywall has now been delivered. I honestly can't wait to see what it's going to look like as our walls start to get covered up and we start to see that transformation of where our house is going to start looking like a home. So exciting, guys. Thank you again for watching. We really appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that for us, and we will see you guys next time.